All right, Mamdani, the commie mayoral debate tonight. Big stuff. We got Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, and we have the great Miranda Devine, ace New York Post columnist, Fox News contributor, podcaster extraordinaire. Governor Donalds, a pleasure to see you, sir. I want to let me just play for you on. Let me start on Jessica Tisch, who's been a terrific police commissioner, actually brought down crime. This is Eric Adams' best thing, Miranda, and Martha McCallum yesterday interviewing Mamdani. Here's what the byplay was. Take a listen to this for me.
I've said that I appreciate Commissioner Tisch, and I continue to actively consider her to be my police commissioner. I haven't made any personnel commitments.
Okay, so you don't want to ask her right now?
No. That's the kind of conversation I would actually have in person, in private.
Sure. All right. So I'm going to say, Miranda, to me, that's a no. And he's going to use, not only is he going to get rid of her, he's going to use this civilian review board. He's going to stack it with all his left-wing friends to run the police department. And on top of that, God knows how many cops he's going to cut. Now, that's my view. What does Miranda Devine think about this?
I think that's very astute, Larry. It was quite shocking to hear him equivocate about whether or not he would keep Jessica Tisch on. She's been fantastic. You know, the best thing that's happened to the NYPD for a long time after a real period of turmoil. And so it just goes right into his anti-cop behaviour, his rhetoric in the past. He's sort of fake apologised for his defund the police and calling them all racists and bigots previously. But that's in his heart. He just is so incredibly arrogant. There's no humility there. He's smarmy. He's never had a proper job. He's always been on the government teat, you know, just from being in the New York City Council. He's old enough to have worked and become a serious grown-up, but he isn't. He's just an Islamo-Marxist, and his little head is filled with ideology that's been given to him by other people.
Governor Donalds, Congressman Governor Donalds, I love the sound of that. Do you think, serious, so you listen to Miranda, you know, beat him up. He deserves to be beaten up. I got another clip coming. But the debate tonight, so you got Cuomo, who ain't much of a debater, but who knows. You got Curtis Sliwa, who's actually a very sharp-tongued, smart guy, radio host and so forth. Do you think he can be damaged? He's saying all this stuff, Byron, that may be getting him into more trouble as people focus more carefully on the race. What do you think here?
I definitely think he can, especially with a lot of the past comments, tweets, etc. that Mamdani has out there. The big question is, number one, is he going to open himself up to it? Number two, are the moderators going to allow for it? That's going to be a big one tonight. Right. And look, if I think, you know, what they're going to do in the Mamdani camp, they're probably going to have him sound like a moderate Democrat just to get past the election. And then, like Miranda's talking about, you're going to see left-wing people go into the administration in the city of New York, which is going to be devastating to the city of New York. We've just been through this with Bill de Blasio. He was a terrible mayor, the worst the city's ever had, and Mamdani's trying to beat him. That's not going to be good for the people of New York.
One more quote. Here's Martha McCallum challenging him on taxes. Take a listen to the tax thing, please.
These are the most straightforward ways that we can actually fund universal childcare, making buses fast and free. And I've said that the two clear ways to do so, raising personal income taxes on the top 1% by 2%, and raising the corporate tax to match that of New Jersey's corporate tax of 11.5%. I've spoken about raising taxes on the wealthiest.
You know, when Miranda, it's great fun. The combined state and city income tax, you live in New York, the combined tax is 14.8%, 14.8. If you live in Miami, Florida, you know what it is? Zero. Byron will tell you that. If you live in Dallas, Texas, you know what it is? Zero. This guy wants to raise it. And by the way, he doesn't have the authority. It's a state issue. But, you know, he's making no bones. He wants to hike taxes. Is that popular, really? Even here in New York?
No, I mean, you're paying more money for taxes, and he's going to make the city less livable. He wants to make it a double sanctuary city for trans people as well as for illegal migrants. We'll be paying for all of that. He wants to totally cripple the NYPD and pay for social workers and other nonsense. he's going to make the quality of life worse. And it's just, he's in total delusional fairyland if he thinks that people earning, high earners are going to stick around to be screwed over by this guy. If he thinks that companies aren't going to just accelerate the exodus that's already been happening. I'm hoping the polls are catastrophically wrong, and I'm hoping that in the debate tonight some miracle will happen and Mamdani will be seen for what he is, the emperor with no clothes. But, reality tells you that's not going to happen.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I got my friend Byron Donalds here. Very, very good chance he's going to be the next governor of the state of Florida. So if this guy wins, Byron, with all the stuff that Miranda's describing and taxes, and by the way, as President Trump reminded us yesterday, he hates Jewish people, he hates cops, et cetera, et cetera. He doesn't even want to disarm Hamas. Byron, Governor Donalds, you're going to have a field day. Half the population is going to move to Florida in your first year.
Well, look, we got a lot of work to do in Florida, Larry. But look, first things first, we got a lot to do. But look, Miranda's exactly right. This guy is nuts. His agenda is crazy. It simply does not work. He's trying to get away from telling people he wants the MTA to be free. So now he's just saying he wants it to be fast. I mean, that's the kind of slick talk from radical left-wing Democrats that sounds good in elections, but simply doesn't work. And I'm not saying it as a guy running to be the next governor of Florida. I'm saying it as somebody who was born in Brooklyn, New York, who lived in Brooklyn, New York. The MTA, if you make it quote unquote free, it's going to be even worse than it is today. It will not serve the people of New York. You couple that with the additional strains he's going to put on the NYPD, New York City will become even less safe. So it's not just going to be Florida, Larry. It's going to be North Carolina, Tennessee, Texas. We're all going to be seeing an influx of people because this kind of policy just is not livable, is not survivable.
I got to get out. You two are great, but Brooklyn, New York, you'll have Chuck Schumer's from Brooklyn, New York, Hakeem Jeffries from Brooklyn, New York, and Mamdani's from Brooklyn, New York. Man, that's something. I mean, there's nothing against Brooklyn, New York, but it isn't representative of the rest of the country. It's kind of a left-wing blue place, and all the Democratic leaders are from Brooklyn, New York. Anyway, we'll talk about that for another segment. Congressman Byron Donalds, thank you, the great Miranda Devine. We appreciate it very, very much. Coming up next.